Hello again. Well, it's the new year now, and last night, or yesterday I should say, on the last day of the year, we caught some whitefish. So we got a couple nice whitefish that I'm going to actually fillet the whitefish. Quite often I used to always actually smoke them, until one day I met a fellow up on the lake, just coming off the lake, and I asked him what he did with his whitefish. And he said that he filleted them, which is something I had never tried until that time. And since then, I always fillet my whitefish and fry them. They're really good that way. I think better than smoked. So what I do first, I fillet my fish a little different, so the guts, the stomach is all still on the inside. If you're going to smoke them, just knock the scales off first and clean that off, because the smoke will penetrate better. So what I do, I make a cut right behind the gill plate, right on the ice actually. And what I do there, or the reason I do that I should say, is because I think that bleeds the whitefish. So it lets some of the blood out of the whitefish. So I'll just extend that a little bit, because I cut them right up behind the head. So what I do, right up the center of the back, is just stick your knife in. This is a boning knife, so it's a little bit harder to do than with a filleting knife. But I just don't want to go get my filleting knife. So I'm going to just split up the backbone, go on this side of the fin, follow that right up to the tail, and then come out. Now I was on the top side of the backbone there, and then just go up on the opposite side of it now. So I'm cutting on the underside of the backbone, again around that fin. Follow that down the back. So you can do this for basically every fish. It's a nice way to fillet them without taking the guts out, so everything stays intact. So I've got a cut now up both sides of the backbone. Now I'm just going to loosen it off a little bit. These fish have actually got a little frost in them still. They're easier actually if they're thawed right out. This works for pike, works for walleye, works for basically everything. Salmon, I do all my fish this way. So now I'm just cutting up to where the stomach is. You can hear the little lateral bones cutting there. And around them. Actually what I did, because it's frozen, I cut right through the bones. I didn't want to do that. Boning knife is not quite as flexible as a regular knife. So as a fishing knife, a filleting knife is better. So now you can see where the ribs are. There's the fillet. And I don't cut this off right away. Just leave this on. And then flip it over. Turn the fish that way. Do the same. Cut up behind the gill plate. Then again, just run your knife down. You've already got it loosened off of the backbone, so just run your knife up there again. Another good thing to do too for fish, especially pike, to stop them from slipping, is put down an old newspaper. An old newspaper works really good. So So there we go again. Again, you can see it's right on the ribs. You can see the stomach still underneath. Then just take and cut those off. Above where the fin is. Take this one, turn it over, and cut it off. Then you can take the meat off the fillet. So you can either do it what I do it just in half. Those little whitefish scales, they're not good eating. So just take your knife, you can go halfway if you want. Run it on something flat and then just one fillet. Turn the skin around. Again, just keep your knife a bit of an angle each way. Another fillet. Right down more or less to the skin. And if you want to make a nice big long fillet, just hold it down with something at the back end. And then just run up the whole fillet. That way you get a full fillet. And then you have no mess with the guts. So let's do another one. So again, we'll take it and just cut up. That one is cut already, so I'm going to go up the back. On the side of the top side of the bones, of the backbones. Then we'll go underneath. That same backbone. Now we're going to loosen it off a bit here at the top. And we're just going to go over top of the rib bones. Then we'll flip it over, do the same thing on this side. That little bit of frost in them just doesn't let the meat flex as much. Cut that off. And you can skin it down. Another fillet. And another fillet. Turn them over. Take this side off. Just going to wash that one off a little bit. Again, there's another fillet there. And another. And there you go. a couple whitefish. And of course, always being curious, what did they have for breakfast? They were very slow biting. Let's see if they ate anything. They had some feed in there, mostly small stuff. Yep. Yeah, they weren't hungry, that's for sure. Yep, more or less empty, both stomachs. Now these are all going in the frying pan for supper. Those are nice white fillets, actually. But I'll take a little bowl. With some salt. So some salt, some nice cold water. Dissolve that salt in there. And again, if you do this on newspaper, the everything is there. You just kind of wrap it up and chuck it out. Here I got a little bit of a mess. But my wife's in Vancouver, so she doesn't know. Normally I do this in the garage. So we'll take these fillets. Soak them in the salt water. We'll bread them up just before supper and have a good little feast.